Hello, friends. Your old Uncle Andy here, the UC Panda himself, coming to you on Friday, January 31st, with what we hope are some winning sports picks. We hope everybody had a great week. It was a pretty decent week of betting. We did step on the landmine a few times. Um, we certainly did last night with College of Charleston, but we rebounded. And if you follow us over on Twitter, we scrambled around, put up some good NHL plays, and we hit both a four-leg parlay and a four-leg round robin. Brought us back like 13 units. So it was a pretty good night. Probably wouldn't have gotten there even to that point had College of Charleston not been incompetent at home in the first half against lowly Stony Brook. Luckily, College of Charleston ended up winning the game. We had them first half, so we were too clever by half in trying to beat the book with that juice reducer parlay, but it all worked out in the end for us. So, again, we ended up last year up 149 units. Since this is the end of January, it's probably going to be the last time I'll mention that, but we're going to keep touting our good record from last year. January not starting off so great. Right now, we are 26 units down. However, those include pending investments. We've got like 15 units tied up in Super Bowl wagers, which we'll get to in a moment. And if those come in for us, bada bing, bada boom, we're right back in positive territory. We do continue to have a lot of good luck with our NHL Grand Slam wagers. We're on a 5-1 run. Missed it last night just by a couple. Seeing a lot of shutouts, oddly enough, in the NHL. The scoring is down this year, but not only is scoring down, but there are a lot of shutouts. It used to be in the NHL, there might be one shutout every night, maybe if you had 10 games going on. But I think last night there were three shutouts. Very strange. So, we did mention our Super Bowl plays. We're starting to load up some of those. My advice on Super Bowl, have fun, play some squares, don't overdo it. Don't play 50 million props. All the props aren't going to hit. I know there are a lot of fun props out there that I like. The coin toss, whether or not the opening kickoff is going to be returned, things like that. But don't be the guy that's out there betting how long the national anthem is. Don't be the guy that's going to be betting on what color Gatorade gets dumped on the winning coach. Don't be that guy. But we've got some good Super Bowl plays already, and we are going to talk to you about the correct way to wager the Super Bowl. Um, Later on tomorrow, we are going to have a lot of NHL plays, so stay tuned over at Uncle Andy Sports on Twitter, and we'll give you the NHL plays tomorrow, and we do have a few NHL plays tonight. First of all, let's talk about Super Bowl wagering. Hear me out on this. The line, I'm not picking a side yet, but Kansas City minus 1.5 is minus 112 as a bet. So in other words, in order to make a dollar profit, you have to bet $1.12. It's not terrible. On the money line, Kansas City is minus 130. Kansas City just to win the game. That means you're going to have to bet $1.30 in order to win a dollar. Still not terrible in the Super Bowl. It's fine if that's what you want to do. But now hear me out on this. I have 10 units wrapped up in Patrick Mahomes to be the Super Bowl MVP. And as you can see, it's paying a superior odd at plus 120. So in other words, I'm betting a dollar. I get my dollar back if I win, and I'm making $1.20 profit on every dollar I bet. That's the far superior bet to those other two props above it. And here's why. If you believe Kansas City is going to win the Super Bowl, bet Mahomes MVP. Because in all probability, history says the quarterback of the winning team is going to be the MVP. The other side of the coin is, yes, Kelsey could go crazy and catch 10 balls. Um, Somebody on defense for the Chiefs could have two pick sixes. It could be a 15-9 game and Harrison Butker kicks five field goals and that's the only scoring that takes place. All these things could happen, but in all probability, in all likelihood, these things are not going to happen. If the Chiefs win, Mahomes is probably almost certainly going to be the MVP. So that's my bet. That's where I'm going. Same thing for those of you who are Philadelphia backers. If you want to take Philly in the points and as an underdog, I think that's cool. Go ahead. But I would sprinkle some on Saquon Barkley to be the MVP. That's paying an even better odds than Mahomes. I think it might be paying like plus 150, plus 160. Jalen Hurts also in that neighborhood somewhere. So those are, I think, are also perfectly fine bets. but they're certainly going to have a higher payout than the Eagles. And if you made me pick between Hurts and Barkley, I will take Barkley. I don't think Hurts is going to replicate what he did in the NFC title game against the Commanders. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's just me, but that's just the way I see it. So I would definitely get on Barkley props. Pending from last night, we do have 5 units that we bundled with the Chiefs at a plus 102. As we mentioned earlier, the Chiefs money line's minus 130. I put the Chiefs in with a couple of pretty strong college plays last night, and now I've got them at a better number at plus 102. I've got leverage. I've got a good position. I can cash that out right now if I want to. I'm in a position where if the Chiefs come out and score a touchdown on the opening drive in the Super Bowl, now I'm in even better position. I can cash that bet out. So I've got everything going in my favor on these wagers, as opposed to Chiefs minus 130, where I have to have the Chiefs win the ball game. I could cash out this Chiefs bet at halftime of the Super Bowl, and I've made money. So these are just some of the alternate plays we'll discuss over the next week or so. Again, if you like the Chiefs at minus 1.5, how many games really in football fall 2 points? Not that many. So if you're on the Chiefs minus 1.5 and you like that, my advice would be to go ahead and do an alternate line, lay the 2.5 with the Chiefs. You're going to get better odds, probably even into plus money. So again, that's just me. And Philly, if you like Philly, if you want to back Philly, don't take Philly in the plus 1.5. What's that going to get you? It's not getting you anything. Go with Philly money line if that's what you want to do, or take one of the two top players on Philly to be the MVP. That's what I have to say about Super Bowl betting, and we'll cover that a lot more in the upcoming week. I posted these plays to Twitter earlier. Yale started at 5 p.m., kind of an early game. I like them, and I hooked it up with Quinnipiac. Love Quinnipiac tonight against a pretty bad Fairfield outfit. That's the Stags, not the Indians. But at last check here, I was making this video, Yale was up 15 points with about 11 minutes to go on the road against Princeton. So we're not going to jinx ourselves, but Yale's looking pretty good right now. Also like Merrimack tonight, sprinkled them in with a few things, but I do have Quinnipiac, Merrimack, and in with Brown and Penn over 138.5 points. I like that. Um, the book had it at 145. The line was moving our way, so we teased it down. We're going to get it at plus money. Same thing, Quinnipiac first half, trying to be a little clever there. Throw it in with under 153.5 in Iona and Manhattan. I love the under in this game. The last 4 games between the Gales and the Jaspers of Manhattan have gone under. Same thing, I like Siena and Marist to go over the 123.5. I like Dartmouth in the points. I think Dartmouth's going to give Cornell a run for their money tonight, so I went ahead and teased that up, and I've got it in with an over between Niagara, the Purple Eagles, and the Canisius Golden Griffins. If you know all the mascots of these team names, um, you tell me about it. I'd be interested to know. We should have a bar trivia night some evening over at Birds and see who can name all the obscure college teams. That's the kind of the fun thing about college basketball on Friday nights is you have a lot of these smaller schools playing, a lot of Ivy League teams playing. Same thing on Monday night. You got a lot of your SWAC schools playing, and it's just fun for these guys to get in the limelight. They probably wouldn't be there on Saturday. I think we've got over 100 college basketball games tomorrow. A few NHL plays, plus money plays. I like the first period under between the Blue Jackets and the Utah Hockey Club. And I know some of you are saying, well, wait a minute, Uncle Andy. The Jackets, they score a lot of goals. They're high octane offense. At home, they are. We've been over this before. If you look at the road home splits for the Jackets, on the road, they're a totally different team, particularly in the first period. On the road in the first period, the Jackets are not scoring very many goals, and they're among the top, I think, 5 in the league of not allowing first period goals. So that's why we're going to go with a first period under, since the Jackets are on the road. You would never want to take a first period under with the Jackets at home. Same thing, we've got a no goal in the first 10 minutes between the Jackets and Utah. Utah also does not score all that many first period goals, doesn't allow that many first period goals. So these are both plus money payouts. We'll take it. And the Predators and the Sabres, I like them to go over 5.5. I think we're going to see some fireworks in this game tonight. As a matter of fact, we had mentioned, I think maybe last week, betting the game of the evening that we think may have the most scoring, and that may be my candidate tonight. I think the other three games stay under, so I think you may have some value there um, with the Preds and the Sabres to go high scoring. Same thing, Jackets and Utah. We're going to take them under 7.5. Put those two items together in a parlay at plus 103. We got Quinnipiac, Merrimack, in the third period over, also between the Preds and the Sabres at plus 111. That's a pretty good price. And here's one reason why I say that. If you look back at the last 5 games involving Nashville, they're averaging a total of 8.2 goals every game. That's not to say they're scoring 8.2 goals. They're not. It's been a down year for the Predators. But the total in all their games for the last 5 has been 8.2 on average. Same thing for the Sabres. The total of their last 5 games that they've been involved in is 7.2 goals. Aggregate those out together, and it's 7.7. So we'll go ahead and take some overs with that. For anybody who's interested in our Grand Slam play, we're not going to play it tonight. I've got it at 20. I capped it at 24. The book has it at 24.5. If you made me bet it, I would lean under. I think we're going to see some low scoring games tonight, but I think that Nashville Buffalo game is going to be high scoring, and it wouldn't surprise me if it got out of hand. Um, so I think that's about all I have for tonight. We hope everybody has a great weekend. Don't drink too much. We've got one more week of football. Let's savor it. And we hope everybody has a good night. And if you tail us to the window, we will cash tickets together. Have a good evening, everybody.